Let's talk about truck driver health problem. Truck driver health problem. Unfortunately, truck driving is one of the most dangerous occupations. Over 60% of truckers are obese. And there are some more interesting statistics. Truckers are more than 50% more likely to develop diabetes. About 25% of truckers have high blood pressure. About 25% of truckers have sleep disorders. I think more than 22% of truckers have mental issues that they report. I think more than 25% of truckers have chronic pain. Back pain is common, probably knee pain. I remember my knee was bothering me a little bit for a little while. Stopped though. But let's go into these. When you talk about health, you have to remember that the biggest contributor to good health is going to be what you eat and the amount of exercise you get. Now, by nature, you hear people talk about trucking makes you gain weight, and it ain't really trucking. It's our choices out here. So you got to think about when we sit, if you OTR especially, we sit most of the day, and you don't get exercise unless you are intentional about getting exercise. It used to be we could unload the truck a lot, and you would get paid for unloading or loading the truck. But they don't let you do that no more because of legal reasons. They don't want to get sued when you get hurt, which most drivers didn't want to do it anyway. They would complain and have a fit. I used to love unloading the truck because you get paid on the clock. But anyway, that's the issue though, mindset. And the fact of the matter is, if we eat processed food every day, the hot dogs, the donuts, drink the sodas, eat candy bars, every day at the truck stop, eating snacks instead of a full meal of a healthy alternative to that stuff, you're going to gain weight. And you're going to be having issues with high blood pressure, diabetes. You're going to have issues with your joints. You're going to develop, now you get obese and you're in pain, that automatically brings a high likelihood of mental issues. But then you also got the fact that we are sitting here alone every day, and different people are made up differently. So some people require a certain amount of human interaction and social interaction, I guess you can call it, to, feel alive. And all of us desire a certain amount. But I'm sure different people are made up differently. Some people require it, and without it, then they feel void. Something is missing. So you have varying degrees of need in that regard. And in trucking, that's automatically ripped away from you to a certain degree. You can still get on the phone and all that, but it ain't like being in somebody's face that you are close to. But also, a lot of people choose trucking because you are isolated. You're by yourself. You're not dealing with people. So this is something that was an issue. I'll call it an issue prior to trucking. And trucking just allow that to continue to grow. I'm no medical profession. This is not medical advice. In my opinion, you do yourself a disservice by giving in to that and remaining comfortable by not interacting with people, staying to yourself until you're forced to. Because what's going to happen? You improve everything by practicing it. If you avoid human interaction as much as possible, so you have to think about it. If you are someone who avoids human interaction as much as possible, and then you have to deal with people at some point, but because you are more and more out of practice, you're going to be even more anxious. You're going to experience even more anxiety when you do have to deal with people. So you're better off addressing that and embracing the discomfort and getting more reps, getting more practicing, interacting with people and dealing with people. And the next thing you know, you won't feel discomfort anymore. And then when you talk about the chronic pains, especially the back pain, a lot of times back pain comes from weak core muscles, and in particular, weak abdominal muscles. So again, can you avoid a lot of these issues? Most definitely, yes. So you can take healthier food you don't have to buy this stuff at the truck stop. That's a choice. You can choose exercise because you want to be healthier. That's a choice. You don't have to circle the parking lot 5 minutes trying to find a spot at the front door. You can just go to the back of the parking spot and take it as an opportunity to get you some exercise while you're walking into the truck stop. Even as shippers and receivers, a lot of times, if you try to park closest to the spot, sometimes you have to park before you go in. If you sit there waiting for people to get parked because you want a spot closest to the door as possible, you're wasting time and you are passing up an opportunity to get exercise. A lot of times, as soon as I get to a place where I can park, I'm parking. And people probably look at me like I'm crazy because they're like, why is he parking way down there? Yeah. Why are you still waiting on them to park so you can park? I'm parking like down here because I'm trying to get exercise during my normal everyday activity. I'm integrating it in. So yes. We as truck drivers have some health problems that are prevalent and common, but a lot of them can be avoided and corrected and most importantly, avoided altogether. Oh, I forgot to talk about the mental issues even more. So think about it. So if you're someone who actually wants a relationship, which I want a relationship, but you can't just jump in the relationship with anybody. The advice that I give new drivers is your first year, please do not get in a relationship. If you're already single, especially, don't get in a relationship because you have no idea what you're getting into. You don't even understand it. So how do you want to explain anything to your significant other? So stay single the first year. Learn what your dispatcher is like. Learn what that company is like. Then you have a better idea of what to expect there. And then, like some places, they can't even, the person can't even dispatch. They don't know logistics. So they might promise to get you home and be well-intentioned to get you home, but they ain't even got sense enough to coordinate the loads so you can get home. This stuff happens, but please just wait the first year. And then I also say, if the reason you got in it was to use trucking as a tool to create wealth, or you have these goals, you're trying to fix your credit, you're trying to stack some dough, you're trying to use it as a tool to get money, to build something else, work on that first, please, and get it to a certain place before you even worry about a relationship. I would say get yourself situated and maybe reach a certain point, because you bring a relationship into this equation. Now you're splitting up your time between nurturing that relationship and pursuing the goal. So now you're not actually spending adequate time to either one of those. For most people, well, let's say for many people, you're just not going to be good at both of those. And then if you ignore either one, then that one is going to have not as good of results as you would want. And again, all of these things lead to mental issues. If you don't nurture that relationship, all of a sudden the relationship is stressful. You're being cheated on. You're being argued with all the time. Do you want that? Some people don't know how to deal with that. So hence, a lot of mental issues. But then you have a child comes into play. Now you're talking about, and then a divorce comes into play. Now you got custody battles. You got somebody trying to take your money. That's the other thing. Like just a relationship. All of a sudden you realize that this person is probably dealing with somebody else. You don't put her in a house and you don't figure out. Now finally you don't figured out that only thing she's doing or what she has resorted to is just taking advantage of you and at home with a double life while you're gone, you can have a mental breakdown. So you better off so I'd say stay single the first year. If you're in the middle of pursuing some other goals, stay single till you get those where you want them to be. And then I'll also talk about transitioning out of trucking. But I ain't going to get into that in this video because this video is about truck driver health problem. But watch that video when I talk about transitioning out of trucking. Matter of fact, watch this video because I speak about it here. I say, plot out your trucking career, plan out your trucking career. Watch this video. All right. Thank y'all for watching. If you got any questions, put them in the comments. Thank you.